Life began for me in Somalia, East Africa. I was born during, I think the civil war had just broke out, and my eldest brother, who was playing outside, he got hit by a stray grenade and it obviously killed him. So my mum thought, that's it, we've got to get out of here. We made a perilous journey, as most people love to say, from Somalia, and then we arrived in Kenya, where my mum, she'd queue for hours just to get food rations for all of us. And both parents worked for a bit in Kenya until they saved up to get us enough money to be able to bring us here to the UK, you know, a place that they thought was safe, free of violence, which is quite funny to say because one of my cousins who missed being hit by a grenade then got stabbed outside of his school in East London. But yeah, we came here to the UK. We were first put in refugee housing in Paddington. From Paddington, we then moved. We moved a lot. We were like housed, like we were put in different houses a lot. So Paddington to Manor Park, to East Ham, to Whitechapel, to Bethnal Green. I think we're just kind of settled now in Bethnal. When my mum settled in Bethnal Green, me and Richard live in Greenwich.
I've got one PB. Was it PB, the 22 seconds?
Today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was born during the Civil War. Not a lot of people paid any attention to things like birth certificate, death certificate, marriage certificates. So I don't have a formal date of birth. Everything's just kind of guessed. It was a bit hard actually getting my British license because I've got two passports now, British one, Somali one, got two different date of births. They didn't really know which one to use, and I didn't really know which one to use. But yeah, got it. This is great.
We're down in near a track near Barnes. Normally we don't train here, but since lockdown, most of them have been locked. So this is the kind of one that we can actually get into. She's been working with Asha, who's a friend of hers, who's on the GB sprint team, just to kind of help her with her technique and conditioning, really. So she trains 6 days a week, twice a day. She naps in between her 2 sessions of the day, which she's going to try and get in, but I don't know if we're going to do it. And then we've got boxing in the afternoon at the gym. So just doing a kind of mixture of tech and a bit of conditioning. She's in like a really good place at the moment, so it's just about trying to hold on to that.
We agreed a long time ago, what happens at home stays at home. What happens at the gym stays at the gym. True or false?
It's...
You're an arsehole.
No, it's not. No, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. That's the ideal. That's the fantasy. It's not a bad thing. It just
but
means
like when we're at the gym, am I not professional?
You're always professional, of course.
Thank you. That's all you got to say.
Yeah. I'm not talking about that. But like, I'm talking about the good thing is that like, if you have to squash the arguments really quickly because you've got a spar or you got a fight or you got to get on a plane because you're going to a competition or you got some shoot she's got to do. So it's like any arguments you do have, making up is like you got to make up 10 times faster, and it actually kind of works well. Considering Ramla's so stubborn that she'll hold on to that shit for 10 years if you let her.
Please.
When you do these like international competitions, obviously if you compete or you coach for a Western country or a country with money, it's all good because everything's looked after and you're sorted and you've got funding. But with us,
oh my god,
because we'll be in India or in Botswana or in Ethiopia and got no phone, or it's
hard.
It's hard, but because it's both of us and we're trying to figure it out, it works, and it's a different kind of dynamic. Like when we go to competitions, you'll see like the Russian team or the British team, they're the most miserable looking people you'll ever meet, like won't say hello, got no love. And then us, it's just like a big adventure. Obviously we take it seriously. I
think that's the reason why people get drawn to us, because we don't seem like much of a threat. If you come
national teams wise.
Yeah, national teams wise. Like if you come in your these teams come with like a team of 20 or a team of 50.
10 coaches,
That's quite what's the word, like intimidating.
Yeah.
And it's just me and you, and we're just joking around and having fun. Everyone always comes up to us, and even when I'm competing, I don't have any family or friends in the audience. But you get these like small countries that will just come out and just cheer for you because you're not very that intimidating. I'm gonna go eat some food, try and get a nap. What's the time? Lovely. An hour's nap, and then I'll head to the... Oh yeah, I need to get my hair done actually. It's getting a bit picky. Cool. Sorry.
I was encouraged to start education early because our parents couldn't afford to feed us at home, so go to school, get free school meals. So that's why I went to school early. When I got to secondary school, it was a lot worse because I was very overweight. Like, think of me now plus 20 kilos. It was like this. And I went to predominantly Asian, Indian, white school, and they're genetically very thin. And I just stood out like a sore thumb. So I was a very easy target to be picked on, and I hated school. Hated everything about school. And the worst part is, I'm from an African family where you don't really talk about bullying and you don't really talk about mental health. So I just kept quiet and I had no one to talk to. So I was like trapped at home and then trapped at school. Yeah, navigated my way to a boxing gym through a boxercise class. My mum bought me a gym membership for the local leisure centre in East Ham, and I started going to the leisure centre in East Ham, and then I was one of those like kids just didn't know what a gym was, just start using every machine I could think of. I was in the gym for like 3 hours a day, going from machine to machine to machine to machine. And then obviously you do that for a long time, that gets a bit boring, so you start going to classes. And then I remember I, walked into a boxercise class. I thought, wow, this is amazing. Oh, this is so fun. And what was really fun was that someone was telling you what to do. As a kid, you don't have the same imagination as an adult, so you wouldn't know, it wasn't social media back then, so you didn't have a page to say, today we're gonna do a 25-minute HIIT class and this is the exercises you're gonna do. So I like the fact that someone was telling me what to do and someone was telling me this is what we're gonna do today, and I was sweating at the same time. And obviously improving my cardiovascular, and yeah, it was great. The boxercise class was only like once a week, and I needed more than once a week. I was hooked at this point, it was like a drug. So I sort of researched boxing gyms in my area, and I happened to find one that was being held inside a church community centre 2 roads down from where I lived. Thought, brilliant, that's me, sorted. Walked in. It was very intimidating, I'm not gonna lie. There was a lot of travellers, a lot of boys. There weren't any girls, I was the only girl. So it wasn't the same feeling I had doing boxercise. I felt very uncomfortable because I was the only girl. I still kept going back because I didn't want to be the girl that just quit and gave up. Boxing is a type of sport where you need family support and you need support from your friends. You need people to understand why you're eating a certain way and why you can't go out. And when you can't tell your nearest and dearest, it becomes so hard. Lies start to creep up, lies upon lies upon lies upon lies. And then I bought these really thick framed glasses so you couldn't really see the black eyes. I've got dark circles anyway, but you couldn't really see the black eyes when you're wearing the glasses. So my mum always found that quite strange as to why I only wore the glasses sometimes, but she never really questioned it. My mum took us from a place of violence, and I was putting myself back into violence, and I knew she'd never understand that, which is like the same thing I was saying about my cousin who survived something horrific in Somalia to then just get stabbed outside of school. I knew my mum would never be okay with me getting into boxing because it is such a violent sport. They weren't happy that I lied for so long. I think more so they just weren't happy that they were stupid enough to not find out. I want to go with that one. But yeah, it was a lot of interventions, trying to stop everything, stop me boxing. How are you going to stop them from fighting when they love fighting so much is the question. So you kind of say, yeah, I'll stop, knowing full well that you're going to go back in a couple months' time when the heat dies down. I won the national title 2015 and then in 2016. And then they had this new series, the English title series, when you win that lovely, sexy, shiny blue belt, won that. And then I did the GB championships as well, and I won that. That was really nice. That's cool. That was like your first sort of introduction to like a professional fight. You have the lights, you get your own music, you've got commentators, you get to talk to Steve Bunce after. It's great. In competing for Somalia, I became the first boxer, male or female, to have won an African title for them, which is quite cool, I think. A lot of people might say, nah, well, it's easy, it's Africa, But you have to remember there's like 54 countries in Africa and you've got to be the best in Africa. So is it really that easy? No. I obviously would still love to go to Tokyo if and when the time does come. But I feel like the time, I personally just want to get a head start on my professional career. I just want to fight. I want to get in the ring. And I feel like I can do so sooner being a pro than just holding around for games that may never even come. So yeah, if it does come, I'd love to be able to qualify. I'd book my ticket to Paris. If they say, yes, we've got a date next year, I'll book my ticket to Paris tomorrow. The link with 258 came to fruition when I was on a photo shoot with Josh Buatsi for the Wonderland magazine cover. Richard just hounded Will. He's like, you got to sign Ramla. She's this, she's that, she's this. You know, he's always got my corner. I love it. And then I think a couple months after that, I signed to 258. And then obviously you're with such a great management as that is 258. So many doors are open for you. There is no better place to box than Matchroom. That, you know, you get to fight on Sky Sports. What's better than that? And that's, for me, it was a no-brainer. I didn't want to go anywhere else. My debut's in October. Can't wait to get that going. I feel ready right now, like I'm itch. I could go next week. A coach should know their boxer inside and out, and who better to know me inside and out than my husband. And yes, we have arguments. I know he's yapping away over there, but who doesn't have arguments, you know what I mean? And I feel like he will always have my back. And he's said to me on more than one occasion, look, if you look like you're in trouble, I've got no issues in throwing in the towel. It's like, don't you dare. He's like, well, I don't want you to get hurt. And I think that's the kind of, that's what you need from a coach, someone who has no ego. There's a lot of coaches that will just let fights go on for ages and then the boxer's like seriously injured. He's like, I've got no problems with throwing in the towel if it means like, you know, you're safe. I run a ladies only class. I call it Sisters Club because it's like a family. It's like I was maybe saying earlier, that a boxing gym is always become like family. So what better name than Sisters Club? And it's, you know, it's a safe place that women can train every week. And it's not boxercise. It's not throwing 20 punches on the bag. It's learning how to box and defend yourself. And what a lot of the women have told me who come have said that they feel so safe walking alone at night. And that was the aim and the objective of why I started the classes to begin with. And now that I've achieved that, it just makes it feel worthwhile. A lot of the women that come, yeah, very religious, but then you get a lot of women that have suffered domestic violence and domestic abuse who have said that they feel safe. And that's amazing. I hope people want to watch me. I hope I'm not boring. I mean, I'll try not to be boring, but I hope I'm not boring. And yeah, most importantly, I just want people to like my fighting style, to like me, to just like what I'm about. I always used to be very superstitious. Don't put stuff out there because it might never happen. But I think that's just my psychologist has told me that's weak mentality. So I'm going to put it out there. I want to be a world champion. And I hope in doing so, yes, people have a better view of Somalia, more than that it's just a war-torn country. They'll see, you know, the people that come out of it and the athletes that come out of it are amazing people. Like, you know, you've got Mo Farah, and he's an amazing individual. Yeah, he might be a bit dry, but he's an amazing individual. Do you know what I mean? He does amazing things. And I want people to see that about me as well. I want people to see me and say, wow, she's an amazing individual. I'm Ramla Ali, a born fighter.